All right, thank you for joining. My name is Brian Potts, Chief Client Officer and Managing Partner with Third Stage Consulting Group. Today we're going to be talking about e-commerce, everybody's favorite topic. We're all probably going to be using it here in the next month or so as we prepare for the holidays, but wanted to talk a little bit more to those who are new to the idea, those that aren't necessarily using it. And where this idea came from is just looking at some base metrics. In 2021, we're estimating well over 2 billion people, consumers, to be making purchases online one way or another. We also look at the trending in the retail market. Nearly 18% of all retail purchases last year were made online. With that said, only about 50% of American businesses currently have e-commerce capability. And that's a staggering number if you look at where everything is trending. You look at the recent demands that have grown out of the COVID scenario. I think all of us, for the most part, have been making purchases online. And if you look around your neighborhood and how many businesses that take the restaurant on the corner that have not been able to coordinate online ordering, curbside delivery, or those kind of things, how many of those now have a sign that say permanently closed? I think we're seeing more and more of that, and this trend is not going to slow down, even as hopefully we get back to what we call normal. We have set a new normal in the fact that a majority of consumers, I think in the very near future, are going to be purchasing online. So to start off, what is e-commerce? E-commerce is the simple idea of being able to make a purchase online. It's very different from it involves a website, but it's very different than just having a website. If you have a website, that's a starting point, but what you need to have is the ability through that website to traffic your goods and services and allow online purchases. So if you're a business that does not have an online ordering presence, where do you start? We get this question frequently from our clients. People calling up saying, hey, we've got a great business model, we've got technology in place, but we don't have really an e-commerce presence. How do we start? I think the first thing is to understand what your market looks like, where you could enter the market. Certain types of things are more feasible online than others. A lot of smaller items, retail, that don't require heavy shipping or logistics are far easier to supply online. However, we are finding people now buying cars, for example, automobiles online. You can buy a forklift online if you're so inclined. So we want to start thinking a little bit outside the box. And the first step is to look at what your market is, how you might service that, and take a start. If you're not currently doing it, looking at platforms such as Amazon, eBay, getting some things on there that are already set up for you is an easy starting point. Get in the habit and the internal process for selling things online. Once you get more sophisticated with that, then you're going to be looking at building that capability integration into your website. That would be using platforms such as Shopify, having a portal where people can go in through your website and order goods and services. So it's actually easier than it sounds to set up if you have put off doing this, hesitated because you're not sure how to do it. It's time to take the step. We can fairly confidently say it's time to make that move to e-commerce. If you're unless you're a business, the only cases where you might be able to avoid it is if you're pure referral based. If you've got a standing customer line that isn't going to change, maybe you can survive for several more years. But if you're looking for new clients to any degree, I strongly recommend getting online. Recently, we put out an article on integration with your ERP. To be clear, to sell your goods and services online, you do not need to have an ERP or any specific technology in place. You can do it on QuickBooks or Excel if you need be. But if you've got an enterprise resource planning platform, if you've got an ERP in place, or you're looking to put an ERP in place that will help support your online business, we put a blog out not too long ago on systems that you can begin to look at. Pretty much any system that you look at on the market these days is going to have capability to support e-commerce. They do it in a little bit different scenarios. Some have the portals built inside, some have that integration pre-built, some take a little bit more manual effort. But if you've got a current platform, talk to your provider. They can make it work. If you're looking for a new system that's going to support that, some of the trends now are to look at some of the native cloud platforms. Those would be the NetSuite, Acumatica, some of those types of systems that are built in the cloud and have easier integration and were built with the intention of supporting e-commerce. You can also look at some of the open source platforms if you're not sure how to structure this, if you've got call it a technical bug inside where you want to do this a little bit yourself, you can look at things like ERP Next, Odoo, and those will also facilitate the use of e-commerce and integration with any of the solutions that allow transactions to be taken care of online. So the thing you'll want to do also is probably reach out for help. If you're looking to bring this all together, if you're looking for structuring on how to start this, bring in some help. Third Stage helps with this. We focus on the technology end, but we'll also give you guidance on how to begin an e-commerce business. We'll give you guidance because we talk to countless companies that are going through this right now. We've seen what they're doing. We've helped companies actually launch their online presence. So if you're interested in getting an online business started, if you're looking to launch e-commerce within your own organization, there's many services that help with this. Consulting organizations, there's online tutorials, there's any number of roads to take. If you'd like to discuss this further, look at the options that you have, please reach out.